Welcome back to Intables, everyone. So I'm going to go with you guys on the S&P 500. What exactly has to happen for us to bounce back here in the market? We have CPI inflation reports coming out tomorrow. So the market very much pulling back today, leading into tomorrow's anticipation on an increase in inflation reports. However, if we do have a decrease in inflation reports, we could have a major spike here in the market. I'm not exactly expecting that. A lot of economists are expecting the highest CPI inflation report that we're going to have of the year going into tomorrow. So that does mean that we could have a possible decrease in CPI inflation reports. We're going to see exactly how the market reacts with that anticipation of a possible decrease in inflation reports in the future with an increase in inflation reports coming into tomorrow. I'm going to go over all this with you guys. Now, before I jump into this, all I ask in return is you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more chart updates every single day that I mentioned throughout the week. Again, if you are a day trader or you're just tired of looking at the market all throughout the day and you rather have somebody do it for you, go to instables.com in the description below, and only for $15 a month, you guys will never miss a breakout alert today again. So let's jump into this one. Now, jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the S&P 500. Again, this is the SPY. We have been talking about our 20 moving average crossing back over our 50, looking to see if we can respect it, and it looks like we are dropping below our 20. Now testing our 50 with our wick to the downside, showing us that we are bouncing off of our 50. We are going to be looking to see if we can hold our 50 going into tomorrow, and looking to see if we can hold our 20 over our 50, even if we do have a pullback below our 50, because if we do hold our 20 over our 50 and we do have a pullback, we could have a possible bounce back, and that is not as much pressure to the downside as you would suspect. And a lot of economists do believe that tomorrow's CPI inflation report could be the highest CPI inflation report that we have of the year. So we could have a possible decrease in CPI inflation reports for the rest of the year is what they suspect. So we'll see exactly how the market does react. We have the 20 moving average again still over our 50. We have our email lines that we have been talking about that are crossing down that we could have a pullback from, leading into tomorrow's CPI inflation report having an increase in sell pressure. Very much anticipating again that increase in CPI numbers going into tomorrow. Now, if we do have a pullback as anticipated going into tomorrow, I do want to see if we can hold 435. This was the level that we tried to hold previously when we did continue on down, and sure enough, we did continue on down when we did drop down below it. However, we were looking to see if we can reclaim 435 to have a possible continuation on up, and sure enough, we did have a continuation on up. So now we are looking to see if we can hold 435. If we do drop down below our 50, again, if we do still have our 20 above our 50 and we do drop down, again, like I said, we still could have a bounce back. As you guys can see, multiple times we did pull back. We even dropped below our 50 multiple times, but when we did have our 20 over our 50, we did continue on up here. Even though we did drop down below our 50 multiple times here, we did continue on up. So again, we are going to be looking for a bounce back. As far as this 20 moving average is over our 50 here, we are looking more consolidated than we are having a major reaction to the downside. We still could have a major reaction to the downside going to tomorrow intraday. However, on the larger time frames, we are very much consolidating, looking to see if we can bounce back here. So going into tomorrow, we are going to be looking to see if we can bounce off of 435 and then continue on up into the next day back over our 50 moving average, and then continue on over our 20 if we do continue on with our 20 still over our 50. So again, this very much will be on watch. We could come up, get rejected to the top end of today's highs, and then possibly come back down, retest, and then continue on up here on the week. We're going to see exactly how the market reacts. But again, going into tomorrow, very much on the watch and very much anticipation of a possible pullback going into tomorrow. That is why we had a pullback going into today. So again, we do have our 20 over our 50, while we do have our email lines crossing down here, showing us that we are more so consolidating, not overcommitted to the downside quite yet. However, very much anticipating intraday as a possible continuation on down going to tomorrow with a possible increase in CPI reports. So again, we'll see exactly which level we do hold, if we can bounce off of 435 or just below it and then continue on up, reclaim our 50-day moving average. Then again, that would be very healthy of a pullback here from our 2-week rally that we did have. Again, if we do drop down below 435 and we have an overreaction to the downside, then we'll be looking to see if we can hold 420 if we have too much of a reaction to the downside, but not exactly expecting that. Again, we do have a momentum candle to the downside, so no surprise if we do continue on down, of course, with our CPI inflation report. But again, just looking for that bounce back to see if we can bounce back over our 50, bounce back over our 20, and then have that healthy pullback here. But as far as a continuation on down, again, we did have a 2-week rally, so I definitely would be careful of a possible bounce back if I was playing to the downside. Again, amazing breakouts for staying patient in the Intables room today. Over 200% breakout with VERU on COVID news in pre-market. Over a 90% breakout from pre-market with CYTO today. An amazing breakout with IVDA from pre-market news into open, and then mentioned this one in the middle of the day for a continuation up over 30% on that breakout as well. And then we had another breakout at the end of the day with KTRA on news, halted at 65. Mentioned this one testing 60 cents. Jumped to 65, halted, and then jumped all the way up to 82 cents. Mentioned no more alerts at that point because it was higher risk. So I definitely would be careful. And another tip that I wanted to mention is, again, a lot of COVID news today, like I said, with VERU and CYTO from COVID news having major breakouts. Keep that COVID news on the watch in pre-market in the Insta room. Again, if we have any COVID news since China has been increasing lockdowns and now Philadelphia mentioned indoor mask mandates. And again, with that said, if you are day traders or you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts, major breakouts, like I said, with VERU over 200% from pre-market, go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert. That again, and all of you instabulls that have been supporting the channel every single day, we will continue to go at it. Even AIM at the end of the day from pre-market had a major spike. So just keeping these levels on watch and letting the plays come to you. Keep an eye on these levels. If you're not sure how to set alerts on TradingView, if you guys are just curious which levels you want to set alerts at, go to the plus sign here on the right, click add alert, and literally put an alert there at a key level. And if it does hit that alert, just look for the volume and look for that confirmation, and you will have that consistent major breakout like we mentioned in the Insta room every single day. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.